Khumbulani, I'm doing grade 11 at high school. My speech is about economic freedom. I have a dream, yeah. I always ask myself, what is freedom without economic freedom? We live in a world that is being governed by the monetary system. It is the survival of the fittest. Only those who allow themselves to be corrupted seems to prosper. For instance, our former president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, he was corrupted by the system. He has houses, it's like a village. It's called Ngqula. And he even had securities for his cattle. As much as we live in a democratic country, liberated in 1994, there is a greater contradiction of what is celebrated by South Africans. It has been and still is a journey for many more South Africans. As we all know, to every bed there is blood. Many of our heroes died fighting for freedom. And Mr. Solomon Mahlangu once said, open quote, "My blood will nourish the trees that will bear the fruits of freedom. Tell my people that I love them, and they must continue the fight. Aluta continue." Close quote. I strongly believe that their effort was not that we'll be liberated in formality, but economically as well. But that is far from happening, because leaders of our country are distancing themselves economically from the people of the country. And even Khumbulani said, "What I fear is that the liberators emerge as elitists who drive around in Mercedes-Benz, using the resources of our country to live in palace and to gather riches. And the gap between the rich and the poor is growing day by day, year by year. But I hope that if we see less corruption, less mismanagement of our country's economy, for then we will be above to trust the character of our people and our elected officials." I'm inspired by Martin Luther King Jr. He was a preacher, a leader full of integrity. He stood his ground firm because he fought for righteousness and he never gave up. He refused to be corrupted by the system. Instead, he was killed fighting for equality. Martin Luther King Jr. once said something that is so profound when he said, "You can kill a dreamer, but you can't kill a dream." That was so prophetic. Even though he died, but his dream was accomplished, but not fully. Because, as we can see nowadays, young black youth is being killed by police. I can only say one or two names of the children that are being killed by police. One is LaQueen McDonald, a 17-year-old boy. He was shot 16 times in Chicago, America. The next one is Tammy Rice, a 12-year-old girl, who was fatally shot in a park in Cleveland. That is also in America. But let's not forget, in our country, the Maricanas, they were shot by police, killed, and the government wanted to pay for their funerals. Okay, Martin's story has taught me that when you are a leader, not everything is about you. There are sacrifices that you have to make for people that you are leading. And when you are a truthful leader, you must not be greedy, but you must think about your people. And as a leader, you must put the people first, because their needs are your priority. I, for one, I cannot change anything in this country or in my community, but with the support of the people, something can happen, because we all want change in our communities and in our country. And my wish is that the spirit of humanity must not be demolished, because no man can survive in this world, because every person needs someone to help him in order to move forward in life. And I say, there is no freedom without economic freedom. Thank you.